Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. 1 2 1 2 in the place to be. It's your boy HDG. Y'all let me know, man, if y'all can hear me. Holler if you hear me. We gonna do this show, man. Y'all requested it. We about to do it. All right. Y'all requested. We about to do it. Let me know down in the comment section if you can hear me. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly. I'm going to get to my disclaimer. What's up, Ariana? Good to see you. Make sure you put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. This is a show that y'all requested. I wasn't really trying to do it, but everybody keeps hitting me up. Yo, Heb, we got to get your opinion on it. I just want to hear your take on it. Everybody knows that I don't do politics. I don't like to talk politics. I have an entertainment show where I cover different things of entertainment. Celebrity news, sports news. So I really don't like to indulge too much into, I usually don't like to get too deep. This world right now is in a crisis, right? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I need a 1 in the chat. Whoever can hear me clearly, give me a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure that I'm not making all these points for nothing, right? So who can hear me out there? What's up, Crimson? Crimson, you can hear me, right? Ariana can hear me. And I invited, okay, great. I invited my people from Facebook over because it was a big topic of conversation on my Facebook page. And like I said, I usually don't do the politics. I usually don't do the Trump stuff and the QAnon stuff. I'm not really into that. I'm into entertainment. So as you're coming in, remember to like the stream so you can push the stream through the algorithm so everybody can hear us and everybody can, get in on the conversation. I am your host, Heaven Hollywood. This is the Heaven Hollywood Experience. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. All right? And everybody is talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination, Charlie Kirk's murder, or Charlie Kirk's unaliving. Everybody is talking about now, allegedly, the killer has been caught, right? The killer has been caught, allegedly. And I'm also going to ask, doesn't this seem a little odd? Doesn't it seem a little bit odd, the whole situation, the way people are making a big deal out of essentially a guy who was a YouTuber, right? Content creator, YouTuber, social media speaker. He's like Tommy Lauren, right? Would you say he's more like Tommy Lauren? Candace, what's her name? Owens, people like that, right? Podcaster, content creator. Just let me know down in the chat if you agree with that. Would you say he is a content creator? He's not a politician, right? What he is a right wing enthusiast, a supporter of Trump, a Republican, a conservative. But I would consider him like Candace Owens. Candace Owens isn't into politics, but she's a Republican speaker. If you agree with me, put a one in the chat. Isn't he more like a Tommy Lauren, Candace Owens? Put a one in the chat if you agree. And thank you, Darius. Yes, everybody, please smash the like button, please. Subscribe to the channel. Listen to the moderators, and we will be just fine. I want to wait till a couple more people come to the room before I get into my disclosure and my disclaimer. Now, I'm waiting for my Facebook people to come aboard because they're the ones who had the most to say. So I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody on Facebook. So this is why I created this special pod for today. And I said, for everybody who had so much to say under my Facebook post, come on over to the show and speak now or forever hold your hatred. Speak now or forever hold your bigotry. Speak now or forever hold your racism. I'm giving you an opportunity to speak to me today on this topic because everybody is asking me for my take on it because I really haven't given a take on it. I just simply put up on my Facebook page, who is Charlie Kirk? Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Until he was shot the other day, I had never heard of him. I had never heard of him. And the wild thing is, I'm on the internet damn near 24 hours a day. But you see, I have certain words blocked out of my algorithm, and I definitely don't follow any right wing conspiracy theorists or right wing enthusiasts or right wing radicals. I don't follow any left wing radicals, left wing enthusiasts, left wing facet or left wing radicals. I don't like radical people, right? I don't like radical people. I don't like fascist people. I don't like um overly obsessed people for anything. I don't like obsession on anything except sports. I can't lie. So I don't really rock with people like that. I don't rock with Louis Farrakhan, right? Only thing I know about Farrakhan is they used to put him on Public Enemy records. But if you talk about, oh man, a great Farrakhan speech, and you say, name one great Farrakhan speech, I'm gonna be like, I don't rock with Dr. Umar Johnson, right? I don't rock with people like that. So people that are extremists or fascists or what have you, I don't rock with them no matter what they are an extremist of. So if they're a black supremacist, I don't rock with them. I don't rock with supremacists, right? So if y'all told me, that's like when I saw Fat Joe get into an argument about the FBA. I was like, who's the FBA? Because I don't get involved in stuff like that. Oh, the FBA is the Foundation of Black Americans. Oh, okay. Y'all want anything from the store? Right? And then, when they tell me what they do or what are they about? Oh, yeah, they stand up for FBA. They believe that the Foundation of Black American is the only opinion that matters and whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, oh, okay. That ain't nothing I'm interested in. So I don't need to know who they are. But let me just go through a couple of things. And like I said, I tried to wait for some people to come in. I thought it was going to be more people in this because, again, Facebook people, you had a lot to say. You had more to say than anybody. And like I said, I simply put, who is Charlie Kirk? And I got more comments under my Facebook than I've gotten in years. Like my Facebook people, they act as though they act as though they don't even know who I am. But then I put something up about this white stranger, right? This white stranger, and then all of a sudden I'm getting comments from people I ain't heard from in 20 years. I'm getting comments from people that when I put up things about me and my brother's TV shows and how to support and go stream groupie and go stream playing dirty. We got TV shows on Amazon. We got TV shows on Tubi. I didn't hear a peep out of them. Didn't none of them say, yo, Heb, congratulations. Yo, how can I watch that? Right? Yo, Heb, how can I support you? Yo, you got a TV show. You and your brother got a TV series on Amazon. Yo, man, I'm proud of y'all. Yo, how can I watch that? Half these people, and they've been knowing me long time, decades. Some longer than that. But when I put up about supporting me, I didn't hear nothing. So now I put up something. I say, "Who is Charlie Kirk?" And then all of a sudden, everybody's going bananas. Now, hey, Desi, now I'm not gonna agree with you there. But it's a talking point. Some people I cannot say, hey Desi, I'm not gonna say you're by yourself. I'm not gonna say you're by yourself. There are a lot of people who feel the same way that you feel. Now, I'm not one of those people because I really don't wish death on anybody except someone who's killed someone else. Right? But I'm not gonna wish death on somebody who uses their words or have a different opinion or whatever. Well, that's something different. Well, that's something different, Desi. That's two really different things. You're saying I'm happy he's not alive, and I'm not crying over an evil person. I get you there. I'm not either. I'm not crying over him. I'm definitely not losing no sleep over him. But I'm not gonna celebrate his death. That I'm not gonna do. Can y'all still hear me? Why is everybody disappearing from the live? Can everybody hear me? It's like it went from like 12 to 2 right away. I shouldn't be buffering or nothing like that. I should be fine. Right. No, I get it. I get it, hey Desi. And like I said, I'm not mad at you for your opinion because a lot of people said that. Right? So I'm not mad at you for your opinion. That's what it's all about. Speaking your opinion just being respectful. I didn't see anything that you said that was disrespectful, so I appreciate your opinion. Now, Ariana brought up something that my brother brought up yesterday when somebody from my page got on him. Now, now this I agree with. This I agree with. I think as black people we give too much grace to evil whitey folks. I knew that. This I agree with, right? And I have said in the past, we don't give that same grace to our people. We don't give that same grace to our people where we should be saying, nah, you're going to have to prove that to me. I'm not just going to take your word for it. You got to prove it to me. We don't do that for our own people. We just run with it and believe it. But when it's somebody else, oh, you got any receipts? Trump, 37 women accused Trump. They got any receipts? They got any proof? What's up, Sharice, the transportation world? But as soon as it's a black person, oh, lock them up. Our own people, lock them up. And get Jay-Z next. He ain't even done nothing. Yeah, lock Tyler up and get Jay-Z next. I can't wait till he go down. Huh? So nobody got to come with no proof for nothing. When it comes to blacks, nobody ain't got to come with no proof. But with this person, oh, prove he was a racist. Prove that he was this. Prove that. I see a lot of black people caping for this dude, man. Desi, you talking too much truth, Desi. I'm gonna have to stop putting you. I'm gonna have to stop posting your comments. You're talking too much truth. Listen, Desi, you're preaching to the choir. Whenever I say that, you know what black people say? Instead of black people appreciating me defending black people, you know what they say? Oh, so what? We supposed to give him a break just because he black? Yes. Yes. And I don't call waiting until there's proof as giving him a break. But whenever you say, do they got any proof? Oh, you defending a pedophile? Oh, you defending this? You defending an abuser? No. I said, is there any proof? That's all I said. Is there any proof? And if there is proof, then you get what you get. If you were that dumb to go out there and grape a 13-year-old, or if you were that dumb to go out there and grape a minor, then you get what you get. But you got to prove it first. Because I can walk in here and say, yo, your mama owe me money. Right? Your mama owe me money. And this is a fact, Dusty, and but people don't see that about me. People don't see that about me. They'll say, oh, you defended date. Oh, you defended a PDF. Is there any proof that he's a PDF? If I'm defending Diddy, in my opinion, I'm not defending a PDF because that has not been proven. It has not been proven that Sean Puffy Combs touches minors. It's not been proven yet. Now, if you come with some clear-cut evidence, if you come with some photos or a confession or a video or some concrete evidence that Diddy touches minors, then I'm going to say fry him. Because that's one thing I don't get down with. That's one thing I don't condone, is messing with children. But I also don't condone convicting somebody and somebody being guilty until proven innocent. You got to be innocent until proven guilty. But that's another topic for another day. Let's stay on Charlie Kirk. Now, first things first, the views expressed that you are about to hear on this subject is not necessarily the views of the IE Network, Wes Clark, the director, the co-owner, or YouTube. It is strictly the views and opinion of Heaven Hollywood, Heaven James Clark, James Clark Jr. That's me. All right? That's number one. So if I say something you don't like, don't try to go to import to YouTube, or don't try to say, YouTube put that idiot on and gave him a platform, so we're going to sue YouTube. No. YouTube has nothing to do with the opinions that are about to be expressed. Neither does Wes Clark, neither does the IE Network. This is strictly the words and opinions of Heaven Hollywood, Heaven James Clark, James Clark Jr. All right? That's the first thing. The second thing, and I really wanted to say this to my Facebook people who seem like they got cold feet and they didn't come in. But if you come on my show, right, and I intended on letting people up to speak their mind, but if you come on my show and you're expecting to change my mind, change people in the chat's mind, bully me into thinking like you, try to bully my viewers into thinking like you, try to shame me into changing my mind or shame me into feeling some type of way, you are on the wrong show. Because once my mind is made up, it's made up. So you can speak, you can give your opinion, but I just want to let you know right out the effing gate, you ain't going to change my mind. Right? So you can come on with points. You can come on with, hey, look at this video. Did he say he? Do you think he's a racist now? And if I thought he was one before you showed me that video, my answer's still gonna be yes. If I thought he wasn't one, and then you show me a video that he comes off as one, I'm still gonna say no. All right? You're not gonna change my mind. Now, 2 days ago, I put up on my Facebook, this is how it all started. I put up on my Facebook, who is Charlie Kirk? Because I honestly didn't know. I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to be shady. I just simply said, who is Charlie Kirk? My brother then responded, somebody said, he is a racist. My brother said, well, was. And then that just triggered off everybody. That just triggered off everybody. Because my brother said, you mean was a racist? Oh, you're celebrating Super's death? So my brother said, what are you talking about? I didn't celebrate his death. I just said I was just correcting him grammatically and said, you mean he was a racist because he's now no longer with us. So because my brother said, you mean was, everybody started talking about, oh, you're celebrating his death. Where? Now, me personally, like I said, I didn't know anything about the dude till after his death. And so I said, okay, since everybody's talking about he's trending, let me go do a little research on the guy, right? After like the third video, I said, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I don't have to go through 15 videos to finally get to him with a little black child and people saying, see, he's not racist. Look, that little black child said he changed his way of thinking. He changed his life. You give me one black child, but you didn't go over the clip where he said the civil rights movement was a joke, where he said blacks would be better off as slaves because the crime rate was lower, where he said basically he was talking about a black woman and he said she doesn't have the mental capacity to be a pilot, and so she has to take white people's job. No, not to be a pilot. She didn't have mental capacity to do certain jobs, so she doesn't get hired. She has to take a white person's job. He was talking about a specific person. Now, he did not say all black women, but that's how he comes off. He didn't say all black people, that's how he comes off. He also said, whenever I go on a plane and there's a black pilot, I have to wonder, are they qualified? Or did they just get the job as affirmative action? But, and then people say, well, that's not racist. That's just him giving his opinion. But DEI is not just for black hires. DEI is not just for black people. So why, whenever DEI is mentioned, a black person is mentioned? Where if you research, you know that a DEI hire don't necessarily mean a black hire, right? But every time they use DEI, they're referring to a black person. Why? That could be considered racist. Y'all don't hear me. If you are saying black women or women in general, or if you're saying that his 10-year-old daughter, if she got raped, she has to bear the child. This is what he's saying. He doesn't care if she got raped. If she's 10 years old, she's going to have to bear the child of her rapist. This is what he said, right? So you're going to put your child through the trauma of having to have a child from a abuser, from a rapist, because you're saying you're pro-life. What if that rapist is black? You still making her have the baby? What if that rapist was black? The people that you don't like. And everybody could tell me all about, oh no, show me proof he didn't like. But listen, man, if that is the things that he's saying on video is not enough proof for you, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to convince you. You don't want to be convinced. But then again, that's my opinion. But I started to think about this, right? And every single time it's a black person or a celebrity, right? There's always a conspiracy theory. So guess what? I'm going to become a conspiracy theorist on this. We finally get a chance to be a conspiracy theorist about somebody white for a change. You want to hear the theory? Here it go. So, we're going to get into the dude who was arrested for the shooting, the unaliving, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I don't really like to use the word assassination because uh they usually only incorporate the word assassination with somebody of importance, of world importance. And I'm sorry, in my opinion, this dude does not deserve the word assassination. What's up, Raina man? What's up, Ariana? So I'm just gonna say the shooting, the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. To me, he doesn't have enough world importance and he doesn't have enough world recognition to be considered an assassination, especially when we're calling presidents assassination. Ariana, that, as from what I heard, is true. And I'll give you another nugget about the shooter, allegedly. Now, um, I'm going to be a conspiracy theorist about somebody white for a change. Whenever somebody black die, there's a conspiracy theory behind it. See, he was sacrificed. Uh, he was going to expose PDF, and that's the reason why they got rid of him. Oh, he was going to expose Oprah. Oh, he was going to expose Jay-Z. That's the reason why. Oh, he's going to write a book about Diddy. That's the reason why they kept, like, every single time there's a black celebrity that dies, there's always a conspiracy theory behind it. So we are going to do a conspiracy theory behind this white dude. All right. Notice the word I keep emphasizing. Conspiracy. You know the definition of a con, right? You know the definition of a con man, a con woman. Notice how conspiracy theories are conspiracy. Don't let that go over your head. So here's what I know. Here's what I know. What has been the most talked about subject in the world of politics and beyond for the past 2 months? Right? What has been what has been the most talked about subject? Ariana got it. The Epstein files. You've even seen for the first time some Trumpers even turning on Trump. Hey, part of the reason why I voted for you is because you said we was going to have transparency with the Epstein files. Let's get into that for 1 second. So you mean to tell me, and I've heard a lot of people who said that. So you mean to tell me, right? Out of all the things this guy's in control of, and out of all the things that's happening in the world, you mean to tell me that the main reason you put this nut back in office is because you wanted to be fucking nosy? That's your main reason? Well, one of the main reasons I voted for Trump is because he said he was going to release the Epstein files. That's one of the main reasons why you voted for Trump? The only people who should be concerned about the Epstein files are people who were abused by Jeffrey Epstein. So if they release those Epstein files tomorrow, right? I'm talking to the people in this room. Ariana, if they release the Epstein files tomorrow, are you going to get a discount on your light bill next month? Are they going to call you and say, hey, Miss Ariana, great news. The Epstein files were released, and because they were released, you don't have to pay your light bill for a whole month. Isn't that just grand? Are they going to call and say that? Are they going to say, are they going to say, hi, can I speak to Rainer Man? This is Rainer Man. You will not believe this unbelievable news. I'm so glad you answered the phone. But because the Epstein files got released, guess what? You don't have to pay your mortgage next month. Oh, man, really? Somehow I don't think they're going to say that. So for somebody to say one of the main reasons I even voted for Trump is because he promised to release the Epstein files. Who gives a fuck? Ain't Epstein dead? Ain't Epstein dead? Who gives a fuck? How about releasing the files of Donald Trump's 37 essays? Maybe that would convince some people that he's not the proper man to put in presidency. How about releasing that? Something that could help the good people of America to make a smarter decision. Anybody who wants to see, who's dying to see those Epstein files, that has no dog in the race, their cousin wasn't there, their sister didn't get raped, their auntie, their mama, somebody that has nothing to do with Epstein, Y'all just want to be nosy. You just want to be nosy. You just want to see who was there, to see what famous name was there, just to be nosy. Because the Epstein files release ain't going to help none of us. It ain't going to help none of us. So why do people care so much? Now, that was saying the Epstein files have been the most talked about thing, and they have been on Trump's neck. I've never seen Republicans and even Trump supporters on Trump's neck this much, to the point we had to say, we're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, really, it's so boring. It's so boring. There's nothing something but that the Democrats start up. Crooked Hillary Clinton and sleepy Joe Biden and Barack Hussein Obama. They thought of all this, along with Maureen and James Comey. This is so boring. We're not talking about the Epstein files anymore. Why do you want to talk about that loser? They got to the point where they were on his neck so bad. This dude said, screw the Epstein file. And anybody, he said, we going to do it like this. F Epstein, F just say Maxwell, the Epstein files as a file, a document, and a motherfucking PDF. And if you down with Epstein, F you too. Just say Maxwell, F you too. It got to the point where Trump said, I don't even want to hear about the Epstein files no more. So, I don't know whether you know this or not, but Charlie Kirk was a diehard Trump fan. But Charlie Kirk did go against Trump one time, and it was pretty recent. And it had something to do with the Epstein files. He said he believes that Trump, he disagrees with not being transparent with the Epstein files. Charlie Kirk came out and went against Donald Trump and said, we need those files released. To the point where Donald Trump had to check Charlie Kirk. I don't know whether he gave him a phone call and said, I tell you what, if you drop the Epstein files, I'll send Melania over there for you and your wife. How about that? Just stop talking about it, please. I don't want to hear about Jeffrey Epstein, the loser, anymore. I'm going to send Melania over there, and you can have fun for a couple of hours. And Charlie Kirk backed off out of nowhere. He said, oh, I trust the president. Never mind what I said before. Now, more recently, there has been rumors that Charlie Kirk was thinking about running for president. That's the reason why he was getting so much into trying to get the Gen Z vote, trying to get into the heads and minds of Gen Z, because he planned on running for president in 2028, and then he was going to release the Epstein files. And he said, no matter who's on there, we're going to be releasing it. So, what if, oh, another thing, allegedly, the Charlie Kirk shooter donated money to Donald Trump. He was a Donald Trump supporter. So before they try to spin it and say he was a Democrat, he was transgender, LGBTQ, RS, TUBWXYZ, it's always them. Before they start spinning it, trying to say he was a transgender, try to say he was Democrat, try to say he was Obama lover. It's another. This dude was allegedly a Trump supporter, right? Allegedly a Republican. Maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump had Charlie Kirk taken out. Y'all don't want to talk about that? Y'all don't want to talk about that, but if I said Diddy had Tupac taken out and they hadn't been able to find it for 30-something years, I knew it. Right? No proof needed. No proof of payment. No proof that conversation ever happened. All Keefy D had to say was, yeah, Diddy said, I'll give you $1 million for his life. Did anybody else hear that? No, it was just me and him. And Zip, but Zip dead. Oh, I think John may have been there, but he dead. So did anybody alive hear Puffy say that? No, they all dead. I knew it. I knew Diddy was no good. Like, no proof. You ain't got no proof. You ain't got no check that says for Diddy's murder in the memo. You ain't got none of that. But because a black man said is trying to take down a powerful, rich black man, it's got to be true. So maybe, just maybe, this powerful, rich white man who the world has been on his head top about these files, and specifically Charlie Kirk has been on his head top about these files. Right? Let's listen to y'all's president for a minute.
Canadians can now explore AI-assisted automated trading from home without wrestling with complex charts. Built for the Canadian.
And grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst.
You see how he tried to throw the left into it? A damn white man killed him. But he always got to mention the left because people immediately associate Democrats, the left, and liberals with black people.
Mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
Radical left. So Everybody who committed those crimes were all radical left. None of them were right wingers, even though all the mass shooters have been right wingers. Okay.
Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of.
Don't forget the value of racism, division, toxicity. Don't forget those values.
America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless.
No, he didn't fail, sir. He didn't fail, sir. He succeeded. Talk about this, it's going to live on for countless. Who is this dude? Martin Luther King? It's going to live on for countless generations. Is this dude Martin Luther King?
Countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Now, the information that is coming in about the death of Charlie is rather suspicious. At around 12 p.m., Charlie started his event and began taking questions. He knew this was likely going to be another day packed with heated debates, as the students from the college attempted to petition to block Charlie from attending the school, but he was ultimately allowed. At around 12:10 p.m., just a few minutes into the event, he started taking questions. This is when an audience member asked him about the issues of mass shooting. When Charlie responded by saying counting or not counting gang violence, a single shot was fired from a bolt-action rifle that struck Charlie in the neck. He immediately began bleeding and his body was physically moved by the recoil. Charlie was then rushed to a car where they attempted to get him to the hospital, but sadly, the husband and father of two died at the age of 31. They reported that he didn't have security, but that was proven false, as Charlie had his own security and also the campus police were also helping keep him safe. Initially, 2 suspects were arrested on the spot, but later released, as they were proven not to be those responsible. Thankfully, now we have more information on how this shooting took place. It is being reported by a representative of the college that the shooter was located in this building, which was 142 yards away. It's a pretty far shot, and those who aren't trained likely wouldn't be able to make it. There were videos all over social media showing people spotting the shooter shortly before the incident happened. Suspiciously, just like we saw in the Trump shooting, now the FBI has released an image of the suspected shooter. This is the man the FBI is searching for, as they believe he is the shooter. They claim that after the shooting, he managed to leave the school without being seen. The weapon he used was eventually found in a wooded area, and officials are analyzing its footwear impression and a forearm imprint to see if it can lead to anything. Right now, he still hasn't been identified or caught. Honestly, I find this entire situation suspicious and strange, and I will tell you why shortly. What I don't understand is how this wasn't prevented. Everyone knew Charlie Kirk was hated by many people. It's the reason he needed so much security in the first place. But even after knowing Charlie had plenty of enemies who would want to see him gone, it seems that they didn't do a perimeter check or had people sweep these buildings, including the roofs of the buildings, to make sure there wasn't a possible threat. It's almost like they allowed this to happen, in my opinion. Now, since this happened, I have been digging deep into this and searching through all the footage posted by onlookers on social media. One video that definitely stuck out to me was this one. This video of a man standing right beside Charlie has been posted several times by many people. The reason they keep posting this is because it appears that the man is giving off a signal right before Charlie gets shot. As you can see, he tilts his hat and touches his cheek, and then the shots are let off. Now, this could have been just an innocent gesture, but considering this happened literally right before he was hit, it makes it all seem so suspicious. On top of this, like I said in my last video, the shooting happened right as Charlie said the word violence. Think about it. Why did they wait until the exact moment he said violence? Why not have done it moments before or moments after? It's almost like that was supposed to be the code word to start the shooting. The irony of him speaking about shooting incidents, saying the word violence, and then becoming a victim of a violent shooting. This to me shouldn't be overlooked. Now it's clear there is no way the person who did this is just a Charlie Kirk hater. This man was obviously a hitman or trained assassin, as making a shot from that distance isn't something just anybody could do. It's clear this entire hit was planned well in advance, and they knew how they were gonna do this. This person wasn't just a Charlie hater. I believe he's most likely either ex-military or possibly even ex-law enforcement. Sadly, with the images released, we can't get a clear look at the guy, but he appears to be a younger white male, possibly in his 20s or 30s. I believe Charlie was targeted not because of what he was saying, but to be used for something much more disturbing. Over the past few months, America has been dividing more than ever. There has always been division between the left and the right, but now there has been plenty of division between those inside of the Republican Party itself. Many people voted for Trump for one reason, because he promised to bring justice to Epstein's accomplices. He promised to reveal all the files and finally provide transparency to the American people, something I myself found unbelievable because Trump himself had a relationship with Epstein at a certain point. This man exposing Epstein's accomplices could possibly mean exposing himself. A few months back, Trump decided that the Epstein files were boring and that nobody cared about that stuff. So he decided he wasn't going to release the files. This was literally a smack in the face to Trump supporters, and many of them began switching sides. It even appeared that Charlie himself had switched sides for a brief moment before Trump called them and told him to chill out. Then Charlie went and backtracked, saying to trust Trump and understand his process. For weeks, people demanded Trump keep his promise, but he just kept on saying suspicious things that made him look more and more guilty. After months, most people eventually stopped pushing the subject as the government refused.
Sorry. Hey, Desi said, the only thing I feel bad for is the kids had to see that and don't have a dad. And I agree with that as well. And a lot of people got mad at me because I said, oh, I just feel sorry for the kids. And they're like, well, he had a wife too. So, and the reason why I said so is because I'm just one to believe, not all the time, but I'm just one to believe that there are certain people that get what's get the energy that they put out. It doesn't happen to everybody. There are some people who are some evil people that walk around and all they do is causing trouble, causing havoc, and they never seem to get theirs. But there are certain people who are destined to be used as an example or what have you. And I'm not saying he deserved what he got, but if you go out sparing hate and spewing division and spewing bigotry and spewing racism, there is a slight chance that the universe could pull a reverse Uno card. And that's what happened with him, in my opinion. He just happened to be the one that got the reverse Uno card. You live by the smoke, sometimes you die by the smoke. Charlie's killing has certainly diverted attention from the Epstein files. I wonder if Charlie knew some of the people in the files. Um, and that's a good question, and that's kind of like where I'm going with this whole thing, right? Because why not, right? Why can't we have some fun? And like they seem to have every time a celebrity dies, everybody's got a conspiracy theory. They just couldn't die. They just couldn't die because they were old. They just couldn't be sick. They just couldn't have pneumonia. They didn't have no pneumonia. Oh, I heard they were writing a book. I heard they were getting ready to expose some people. So they had to get rid of them. So how we know that Charlie didn't find out what was in them files and said, you know what? I'm going to be running in 2028. I'm going to expose Trump. I'm going to drop them files anonymously and expose Trump. And maybe Trump found out about it. He's a very powerful man with a lot of money. Ain't that what y'all say about Diddy? Ain't that what y'all say about Oprah? Ain't that what y'all say about Jay-Z? Ain't that what y'all say about Tyler Perry? He's a very powerful man, and he can find out anything. He can find anything out because he's that powerful. And everybody's scared to tell on him. Please don't tell him I said something, Miss Calhoun, because I got 9. He shot my pinky toe off. I got 9 good toes, and I won't keep them. Please don't say nothing, Mr. Kirk. That Donald Trump is evil. He's evil, Mr. Kirk. So he shot my pinky toe off. So how do we not know that Donald Trump set this up? I like that theory. Makes sense, right? Everybody always got some sort of theory, conspiracy theory. That makes more sense because look what happened. Nobody's talking about Epstein. Everybody for the last 2 or 3 days have been talking about Charlie Kirk. Now, this is how Trump is going to spin it in his favor. We're going to do all we can to find out not only who pulled the trigger on the great Charlie Kirk, but we're going to find out who in funding, invested in, and who called the shot, who called for the headshot and called for the life of Charlie Kirk. So you just give me, I promise you, within 2 months, this whole thing will be figured out, and they will all be brought to justice. All that's involved. Now, are you trying to get 2, 3 weeks so everybody can stop talking about Epstein and say Trump gonna fix it. They gonna get what they deserve because Trump gonna make sure of it. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. So y'all better look into your 45th and 47th president, right? Because I think that it's a possibility that Charlie Kirk knew. And remember, you got these women out here, the ones that said they're gonna make their own list. They out here, and Jeffrey Epstein took me to his mansion in Miami, Florida, in Tampa Bay, Florida, and his good friends Bill Clinton and his other more famous friend Donald Trump. They were there. And Donald Trump is hearing these women come out the woodwork. We got to do something. They're on my ass. They're on my ass now. I'm going down. Damn that crooked Hillary. Damn it. Damn you, sleepy Joe Biden. I'm going down. We have to do something. Get them off my ass right now. JD, you got to do something. So they set up a hit. Charlie Kirk is out there. He's the most popular name right now. He's this year's Candace Owens, where Candace Owens was last year. Charlie Kirk is this year. He's now a couple of years ago, it was Tommy Lauren. She was the main speaker on the internet for white folks. She faded out. Once Charlemagne called her donkey of the day, and then you saw her taking a lunch with Charlemagne, all the white men were like, man, forget her. She probably a N-word lover anyway. After he gave her donkey of the day, she still gonna go out and have lunch with him. She probably liked them N-words at the end of the day. I'm gonna unfollow her. Unfollow. So I'm riding with until proven otherwise. You know how they like to tell us that we're guilty until proven innocent? Until proven otherwise, Donald Trump is behind this. That's my opinion. That's not a fact. I don't have any evidence on it. So somebody try to say, sue him. He said you had Charlie Kirk hit. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said that's the narrative I'm going to go with. Since everybody else always has their own narrative to go with, I'm going with that narrative. Donald Trump has something to do with it. He's trying to prevent Kirk from talking about it later on because he heard that he wants to run for president. He prevented him from coming back any more this year because he heard he wanted to run for president. And he knows that Trump is allegedly on them files. I believe Donald Trump hired one of his people, somebody who has a history of loving Donald Trump. You can go check it out. This guy is not no left. He's not no trans. This guy loved Donald Trump. And maybe he's acting on behalf. I don't want President Trump. Not saying that. I won't even say that Trump has something to do with it. I won't even go that far. But the guy probably said, he's on my president's ass. And I'm not going to let him take down President Trump. I'd rather get him up out of here than they get President Trump out of here. He's about he running in 2028. No, he not. President Trump's running again for a third term. He gonna change the Constitution. So don't be shocked when you find out that Donald Trump allegedly is behind this. Allegedly. My final take on Charlie Kirk, and this is what people want to hear. They want to hear my take on him. Was Charlie Kirk a racist? I don't know. I didn't know him. But if you send me 10 clips and more than half of them are spewing hatred about blacks, Latinos, women, I'm going to say that you're probably not a very good guy. And if I had to make one guess, I would say yes, he's a racist. That's my opinion if I had one guess. But he may not have been, right? And even if he wasn't, you can't be mad at someone who thinks he is because of the things he said. Am I glad that he was shot and killed? No, absolutely not. I don't wish death on anybody except a person who goes out and kills another person. And I always think it should be an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. If you kill somebody, if you go out there and intentionally unalive somebody, I think you should be unalived to see how it feels. Do I have empathy for him? For the man who said he don't believe in empathy? He said empathy is a made-up word and is actually for the weak. He doesn't believe in the word empathy. Well, in honor of him not believing in the word empathy and saying empathy is made up, in honor of Charlie Kirk, I'm not going to show you any empathy. Just like you asked. Just like you said, you don't believe in empathy. Okay, as far as you go, I don't believe in it either. So I'm not going to show you any. Oh, did I celebrate his death? No, because I didn't even know who he was. So I'm not going to celebrate somebody's death that I don't know who they are. even if I didn't know who he was, and he stand for, say that same thing with Tommy Lauren and Candace Owens. I don't go around wishing, be in the bedroom crying, God, please kill Candace Owens. Like, I don't be in the bedroom wishing hate or death on people I don't know. I don't know Charlie Kirk, right? So no, I'm not going to celebrate his death, but I'm also not going to frown upon it either. Because number one, I didn't know him, and from what I found out about him, he wasn't a very good guy. I don't really mess with people who discriminate against a person for their race, creed, or color. And it seems like to me that that's what he did. I don't really mess with people, and trust me, I have no problems with a person saying he believes his race is superior. Because as a black man, I feel as though my race is superior. No disrespect to any white men that may be watching, but I feel as though my race is superior. I think we look better. I think we more better athletes. I think we sexier pause. I think we age better. I think we're more creative. That's just me. I feel as though our race, my race, as my black men, fellow black men, I feel as though we're superior to white men. And it's okay to feel that way. And I would think they would feel that way. I have no issue with anyone saying, I feel as though my race is superior. Here's where I have the issue. When you hate, show a bigotry, show evilness, hatred, and violence towards someone who's a different color. That's when I have an issue. You can think that your race is superior. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. Because I definitely think that I am the black race is the superior race. They bite everything that we do in fashion. They bite everything that we do in music. They bite our slangs. They bite our culture. They bite our hairstyles. Yeah, I feel as though my race is more creative. My race is more superior. We're superior athletes. We run faster. We jump higher. We got bigger dicks. Pause. I just feel as though my race is superior. And that's okay. I have no problem with a white guy saying, well, I feel as though our race is superior. Right? You're supposed to. But one thing I never do, I never hate on somebody white because they're white. I've never done that. I give everybody the same opportunity to impress me and for me to decide whether I'm going to have you in my life or not. I give everybody the same opportunity. I don't disregard someone and say, nah, I don't trust him. He's white. No, if I trust, I don't trust some black people. I don't trust some Spanish people. If I can't trust you, I can't trust you. It ain't got nothing to do with your color. Because I always said, trifling ain't got no color. There is a-holes who are black. There's a-holes who are white. There's a-holes who are Latina. There's a-holes who are Asians. Just like there's good people who are Asians and blacks and whites, right? There's good people all over. There's bad people all over. I'm not happy the man is dead, but I'm not sad either. Because he was a man from what I seen, and the biggest one was the comment about the children. The people who lost children. Oh, we may have to lose a couple of lives along the way, but it's worth it having our Fifth Amendment right protected? So losing some children, it was worth it? How can anybody listen to that and feel sorry for him? How? You didn't feel sorry for children, innocent, helpless children. You didn't feel sorry for them. You didn't have no empathy for George Floyd. You call him a scumbag. Last thing I checked, George Floyd had a family too. George Floyd had kids too. You didn't care about George Floyd or none of the radical rights that's walking around here posting, oh, congratulations to George Floyd for 5 years sober and he's dead. Well, I could say the same thing about Charlie Kirk. Charlie, you ain't got to worry about. Here's the good side. Here's the good side. What's up, Miss February? He energized the extreme Republican youth. Right. But there was the reason why I said that, Miss February, is because Donald Trump and the person who allegedly unalived him was a big time Trump supporter. He had donated to Trump in the past. So this guy was a Trump supporter, allegedly. And one thing that this did do, it did stop everybody from pressing Trump about them Epstein files. And that's what he wanted. He was tired of hearing about them Epstein files. And they was on his neck. Now you got women out here talking about we gonna release our own list. But now that this happened, he can have people focusing on a race war, or focusing on a Democrat versus Republican civil war. He can have people focus on that, and then they won't be talking about the Epstein files anymore. So, y'all let me know down in the comments what you think. I'm not going to tussle with none of y'all. As Nika Knight says, I don't tussle. I'm not going to tussle with nobody in the comments. I'm not happy the guy's dead, but I'm not sad either. It doesn't matter to me. Exactly. Exactly, Ariana. Because they're somehow trying to pin this on Democrats or left. They're going to say, I would not be surprised if they said Obama ordered the hit or somebody black ordered the hit. They got to tie somebody black into this somehow to justify why they're threatening HBCU schools. We ain't in it. That's why I told black people, mind your business. That's all. Mind your business. This ain't our fight. That's right, Miss Fields. You know it. This ain't our fight, black folks. Just sit back, and that's it. And like I said, if somebody made a comment about the wife, for the people who telling me, well, why you take it out on his wife? If she married a guy like that, right? Nobody is going to commit to marriage and commit a lifelong commitment to a guy that she don't at least somewhat believe what he believes. Like, you're not going to see a Christian, you're not going to see a person who's saved and go to church every day. They're not going to marry an atheist. If they believe in Jesus Christ and they believe in God, they're not going to marry an atheist. So she married a guy. She saw what he said about black people. She's seen what he said about women. She's seen the comments. So she saw all those comments, yet and still, she still married him. She still married him. So that means she has to believe at least a lot, most of what he believes. Like what Kenya says, some people are saying the wife is worse than him. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. So no, I don't feel sorry for the wife. I don't feel sorry for the wife. I feel sorry for the kids. So a lot of people were saying that, when he made the comment about the children and it's worth losing a couple of lives to protect our amendment rights. And he also said he gets worried when he has on a plane it's a black pilot. Well, I do have some good news for you, Charlie, and it's some light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to worry no more about whether you got a black pilot, a white pilot, or a Spanish pilot. That is one good thing that I'm sure you will be happy about. You no longer have to worry about whether you should get off the plane if you see a black pilot, whether that black pilot got DI or whether he got deserved it. You no longer got to worry about those decisions. You only got one decision now that you got to worry about, Charlie. Where you going? And that's original or extra crispy.